Normally I give a drasha, sometimes a fairly long drasha on Shabbos. I will not have the opportunity to do that this Shabbos because I won't be in shul, and neither will you. Our shuls are closed. So what do? So we'll learn Torah. Hopefully, when we daven, each of us will go through the entire parsha, and maybe we'll do some of the meforshim, and we'll do Shnai Mikra Vayakhel Targum. We'll read through it twice and translate, and we'll get a chance to focus, perhaps with a little different emphasis this Shabbos. The parsha this Shabbos is Vayakhel Pekude. So instead of giving drasha in shul, I'll give the drasha here, and hopefully you'll hear this before Shabbos begins, and if not, it's still Torah. The parsha begins with a declaration, the first few psukim, about Shabbos. And then the Torah continues with a description of the collection of materials for the Beis HaMikdash. And it says, Ela Hadvarim for Shabbos. And then it says, Zeh Hadavar for the Mishkan. And it's a little perplexing. There clearly is a connection. Shabbos has been spoken about before. The Mikdash has been spoken about before. And Rashi comments that the juxtaposition tells you that you might have thought that since you're building the Mishkan, and it's something that's really important, which it is, that Shabbos would be preempted by the building of the Mishkan, that the building of the Mishkan would supersede the restrictions of Shabbos. And Rashi, based on Chazal, say that that's not the case, and this is what it's coming to tell us. It's coming to tell us that Shabbos preempts the building of the Beis HaMikdash. But there appears to be a connection that's deeper than just preemption. We know, for example, that we derive the 39 categories of prohibited activity on Shabbos from the building of the Mishkan, the Lamed Tes Malachos. We also know that there are various psukim that in the very self-same pasuk, it says, keep my Shabbos and revere my Mikdash, my sanctuary. So we see that there's an intimate connection between Shabbos on the one hand and Mishkan or Mikdash on the other hand. What is that? So Rabbi Yoshe Soloveitchik explains that just like Mikdash, the sanctuary, the Mishkan, is a sanctuary in place, Shabbos is a sanctuary in time. Just like only certain people are allowed to do the service, the avoda, in the Beis HaMikdash, specifically the Kohanim, and on occasion, for certain roles, Leviim, and in the Beis HaMikdash, in certain parts, even the regular Yisraelim who are neither Kohanim nor Leviim are permitted to enter, but then only when they are in a state of Tahara. So similarly, Shabbos is to be observed only by Jews. And in fact, the halacha is very strict with a non-Jew who wants to keep Shabbos. There are exceptions. For example, if a non-Jew is learning for conversion, there's some discussion about whether that conversion candidate has to do one thing that violates the Shabbos. My Rebbe, Rav Aaron Soloveitchik, and Rabbi Gedaliah Dov Schwartz, so Gesundsein, and others have said that that's not required. In other words, once a non-Jew decides that he or she is casting his or her lot with the Jewish people, then that is sufficient cause for keeping the Shabbos in preparation. But at the end of the day, there is a unique quality to both Shabbos and Mikdash. They're special moments, they're sanctuaries in space, that's Mikdash, and time, that's Shabbos. So now we're exiled from our sanctuary in space. We are indeed exiled from the big sanctuary, which is the Beis Hamikdash, the temple in Jerusalem. May it be rebuilt speedily and in our days. But the Gemara says that since the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed, then the Almighty resides in our Batei Midrashos and Batei Knesios, in our halls of learning and our shuls. And now we're out of our shuls and we're out of our halls of learning. But we still have Shabbos. We still have the sanctuary. And we should treat it specially, just like we treat our shuls as special places. This means, for example, that for this Shabbos, although we will not be in shul, we still dress for Shabbos. Because when we dress for Shabbos, we're not dressing to go to shul. We're not dressing in case we're seen or to be seen. We're dressing l'chavod Shabbos, for the honor and for the glory of Shabbos. We also, when we daven, we'll daven in a special way. That is, with perhaps the type of kavana, the type of focus and pacing that might not be available if we were in shul. We can think about the words. We don't have to rush as much. We have more time because there isn't the repetition, there isn't the chazar sashatz, there isn't the formal kriyas Torah. But we should be involved in the kriyas Torah. We should read the Torah. And when we daven well, and we read the Torah, and we deliberately attempt to infuse a sense of Kedusha into our Shabbos, then the Shabbos will return the favor. And the Shabbos will infuse us with a sense of Kedusha and will fill that which we are missing by not being in shul. And may it be the Almighty's wish, the Almighty's desire to return us very soon to our shuls when we beat this coronavirus, and there will be a refuah shalema, complete and speedy recovery for all who are suffering and for the entire world. Have a good Shabbos.